is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Friday! Just kidding, but it feels like Friday,
It
doesn't
does
it?
feel like Friday.
This is probably the only Tuesday that's ever felt like Friday. Tomorrow, New Year's Day, was a great 2019. We won't be on the air tomorrow. We won't be on the air till next week.
No.
We're figuring all that out. Monday or Tuesdays, I think at 11 a.m. is when we'll be weekly. I think Derek's trying to figure.
They're doing a joint.
Once a week, not
Once a week.
weekly.
Yeah. They're doing a joint
What?
show
That
on
is-
Thursday.
Yeah, joint show on Thursday. Nate, I think you're on that. I think I'm hosting, on Thursday at 1 p.m. All right, we're taking calls. Call us, 888-855-2297. And I have an opinion that I want to throw out. And everyone's going to think I am absolutely crazy.
We already think that.
Okay, you're going to think I'm crazier than what I am. And this opinion could be proven right or wrong at any point during this show. So, Kurt, I'm going to rely on you to keep up with the Twitter
Okay.
and keep me posted so I can backtrack. I can backtrack at any moment. I think Jason Garrett is going to be your Dallas Cowboys head coach in the year 2020.
I'm out.
Wow.
He ain't going nowhere, y'all. He just faking.
No, he's got too much to say about that.
He
got too much to say.
He will be back. He ain't take his phone. He ain't take neither phone. You know that. Hey,
Yeah.
you know he ain't leaving those.
All right, so hear me out, Jesse. I have done a 180 in the last 2 hours.
Wait a second.
And
We witnessed the transformation.
I
did.
have worked myself up, most of it over lunch, and I have taught myself. I thought there was no way in hell if you would ask me this morning. I was completely out. I'm like, there's no way this team brings Coach Garrett back. And I have literally talked myself into believing that they're going to bring him back, not only for a one-year deal. I think it's going to be minimum 2, maybe 3 years. And let me walk you through my thought process. But you can take a nap while I explain this.
He ain't. Go ahead on.
I think what's happening is we all know it's been reported that they had meetings with Coach Garrett yesterday. They're continuing those meetings today. All the reports are out there that he's walking around the building and he's telling folks bye and he's getting numbers and he's doing all this. I think that they have sat down because whether he's here or not, they love Jason Garrett. The family loves Jason Garrett. They want him to be here. I think they've sat down over these last 2 days and they've really done a deep dive into what went wrong. What did we do that got in your way? What did you do that kind of got in our way? Let's talk about this and get it all out in the open. So they've started hashing that out. And I think in these conversations, and I have not been in the room, what would you have done different? What should we have done different? What prevented this team that had all this talent that we've heard about from succeeding? And in these talks, these are the things that I would have done different. Here's how we should have handled this. I think it's a back and forth conversation that he is telling them, I could be successful. If you do these things, I can win with this team right now. Now, is that coaching, getting rid of some of the coaches or all of the coaches? Is that getting rid of some or all of the players? Is that processes? Is that things that have way things were handled? I think that's all in this conversation. And I don't think it's a done deal one way or the other. I think they're having an open conversation, and it would not surprise. I think he's going to be the coach. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying I agree with it. I disagree with it. I have just talked myself. I may be the only person in this building that thinks that, but I have talked myself into this is a real possibility. And I think the longer this gets drug out, it's even a more and more possibility.
Our buddy G in New Jersey thinks you've already started partying New Year's Eve. You've hit the booze already.
What do you think's in here? What do you think's in here? All right. Go ahead, guys. Let me have it. How crazy am I? Who wants to go first? Because I'm sure all three of you think I'm absolutely have hit my head on the toilet like Douglas.
All four.
Well, the only, I guess, way I see it happening or whatever is, well, I don't think Jerry wants to fire Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has groomed him. Their histories go way back. They're friends or whatever. I really think that Jerry wanted Jason to be his Tom Landry and they'd be here for years together.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think. I think the writing's on the wall. It's just there's too much outside pressure. There's hasn't been the results haven't been what they wanted. Another 8-8 season with this kind of talent, a team you thought was going to be a Super Bowl contender. I just don't think they can do it.
Could you see it happening?
I guess because of their relationship, I could see it happening. I just don't think it will happen.
Okay. Nate, when Jesse starts, he's probably not going to stop.
I promise you, I'm not. I'm not even going to respond. This is. There's no need for me to respond to this.
Okay.
I'm going to let you have your conspiracy theory because you got to let me have my conspiracy theories. So I'm not going to crap on anyone's conspiracy theories.
You don't want to be the voice of reason? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Nate, please. I'm begging
bruh,
you. I'm begging
believe
you.
it or not.
Please.
Believe it or not. All of this that he finally came to the conclusion, I started yesterday at probably about 3 o'clock.
So you agree?
What I've said and what I'll repeat is this is what I told everybody yesterday is when does this stop being about firing Jason Garrett? And as long as this goes, is it really about firing Jason Garrett? They done went from yesterday, players, interviews, he's doing them. Got calls from agents that, okay, my guy going to be tomorrow speaking with Jason. Then Jason said that he'll meet with Mr. Jones later on in the evening. Guys walking around saying, we don't know if Coach going or not. So I'm saying, if it's about firing Jason Garrett, I just ain't never I never thought it should take this long to fire a coach.
So why would he keep him again? I mean, why?
But I'm saying, tell me the reason why is it taking so long, and then I can start erasing. Why is it take? Tell me, please. Why is it taking so long?
Well, that's a different. I mean, I don't know why, but why would he? Why would they want to keep him?
The same reason they would want to fire him, right?
Here's one big reason why I have changed. So I listened to you on another program yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought you'd lost your mind. And then last night I was like, there's no way. And then the more I thought about it today, and then talking out loud about certain things and things that have been said, Mr. Jones said, and I don't know the exact quote, but he said we need to look at everything, decisions we made and things like that. And I almost think that was a hint to
the fans to calm down.
If we would have not had as much to do with things and let Coach run this like he wanted to, maybe that was the answer. So I think there's some real conversations of, you know what?
It wasn't the coach's fault. It was the management's fault.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying maybe we should. Let's do this one more time and try it this way. And if we try it this way and it doesn't work, we've tried everything and we moved on.
This he said after the game he said there's no timetable. So okay, that's my first deal. From if we don't get to the NFC Championship game, it's over. It was said all year. Before the year, the NFC Championship game is a couple of weeks. We ain't in that race. That was the first chance that you could have said, bye, Jason. The next time is we lose the game. As soon as the Eagles game over with, bye, Jason. But after the game, you say we have no timetable. Then yesterday he says, hey, you know what? I went with these young coaches. I told them that they could be wild, they can do what they need to do, be innovative. You have no experience, so you have no reason to not be innovative. Well, and he said he thought that Jason would be the safety net. He said, but you know what? That was too much to ask of the coach. That was too big of a safety net. And, okay, But we still gonna fire Jason Garrett at any given time, and everybody keeps saying, "Why should you keep him?" I'm asking that same question, but in a different way. Why should they keep him? But tell me, why isn't he gone? Now, when you answer that, then I can start giving people a better answer. So tell me, why isn't he gone?
I think the reason why he isn't gone,
Okay.
The relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I agree with that.
It's the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a respect thing, right?
It's the one thing that we've killed Jason for many, 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 many years in his pregame, postgame news conferences all week long is how he's been the same person consistently. Mm-hmm. He's not. I think that is the same thing. I think he's going to, what did he say at the end of the game, stand tall or whatever it is. I think he is still in that vein of.
He wants to interview his guys.
Let me finish
this
out.
Go out the right way. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I came in this way. I'm asking you, Mr. Jones.
Let me go out.
Out this way.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be consistent in my message. Let me show them how to stand tall in adversity. Let me show them what I preached about for so long. Everything that I preached to them, let me finish what I was saying. And if it's stand tall in adversity, then let me not bail out and not be able to look each one of these individuals in their eyes, the guys who went out there and laid their bodies on the line for me, for themselves, all year long, some for a year, some for 3 years, some for 5, some for my entire duration of my coaching stint here. Give me the opportunity to stand tall in the face of adversity and look these coaches, the medical staff, the accountant staff, whoever, give me a chance in the next couple days to look these people in their face, tell them their goodbyes, and let me say what I need to say to them face to face, not through an email or a text. Let me close this thing out the way that I've preached to them how to handle themselves in certain situations. Mm-hmm. And I think because of that relationship, Jerry or Steven, the Joneses, have afforded him the opportunity to be a man of his word to his players, allow his message to reign true through everything that he's preached, right? Stand tall, look a man in the eye, firm handshakes, fight, finish the job, whatever it is. I think this is the only reason we're sitting here today and the announcement hasn't been made that they're not renewing his contract. That's it.
And I get that, and I agree with that. But I guess my point is, I get that, and I totally get that, and I agree with you with that. But kind of what's got me going down this road is, I haven't. All these reports that are coming out that he's walking around telling everybody bye. I haven't seen him. Like, supposedly he's meeting with the Joneses. Why would you need a second day to meet if it's like, okay, go out, go do all that. We've said our piece. We've done all we need to do. We know where we're at. We're good. Go take care of that, and then we'll ride off in the sunset. We don't have to fire you because your contract expires on the 14th. We just start interviewing. You start interviewing, and everybody saves face. I just don't understand why. I agree with that part. I just don't get the part of why you need a second day for that or why it hasn't happened yet. And I'm going to tell you, don't be surprised if there's a press conference, and because we always have an end of the year press conference, right?
Yeah.
That's usually yesterday or today.
Yeah.
If he's in that press conference and no announcement's made.
Think that's a possibility?
I think it'd be awkward as hell, but I wouldn't put it past anybody. And I don't know anything. I just started thinking about things this morning, and I was 180 degrees the other way. And the more I start thinking about things, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I'm on board with it. I'm saying I'm not. I'm just saying I would not at this point be surprised at all.
For kicks and giggles,
mm-hmm.
How? And I think Jerry's the most. I think he's probably, if not the best, top 3 businessmen
mm-hmm.
in the world.
How do you pitch that to your fans?
How?
I wonder. I mean, in the end, you win, and the fans will come back around.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. How do you pitch it to your own players and coaching staff? Are they going to accept the fact that?
But see, the thing is
that part of it? Is there a coaching staff?
But see, the thing is, Do you know what they pitched to them players in the meeting? I don't know what they pitched to them players in the meeting. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I don't have no inside contact. What did they pitch over there?
Right.
Did they pitch that the coach was gone?
Right.
Because remember, Jerry, Mr. Jones, his son, Mr. Stephen Jones, and Jason met with the players. What did they pitch? We all sitting here speculating. What did they pitch? That Jason is gone? If they pitched that right there, I understand what everybody's saying. But what if they didn't pitch that?
But if nothing's been said at all, I think the assumption by everybody, I would guess, players and fans
that's what
alike,
assuming do. That's what assuming do.
Yeah,
it makes it out of all of us.
But if you're the players in there and you've been told all season that this is it, he's got to go to the championship, he's not going to make it.
Yeah,
but who said that? The media said that. None of the players ever said that.
I'm saying they're hearing all this. They're hearing all this.
But Jerry
outside
said
noise.
that. Jerry came out and said that. Jerry came out and said there have to be a significant run in the playoffs. That's what he's looking forward to. Like he's looking. One of the reasons why they didn't give him an extension because they wanted to see, and that should have been, to me, that's the telltale sign right there. And
that's what I said, Jesse. If that's what you're saying, and I said, if Mr. Jones already done gave the deadline, he gave the deadline. Him and his son said, if it's the NFC Championship game we're looking for, guess what, y'all? The NFC Championship game is 2 weeks away, and the Cowboys are not in the race. So right there, Mr. Jones and Steven should have said what?
Well, again, it goes back to relationship. It goes back to them sitting down and Jason going, I know that you want to get your coaching search on. I know that. Can you give me this? And my last goodbyes, can you give me an opportunity to do this?
Okay.
And if the relationship is true as we all think it is, then they go, we'll afford you that. We'll afford you the opportunity to go out the way that you see as an honorable and admirable way to go out in the face of your players, your staff, and how you want to go out. We'll afford you that. We won't fire you the night of.
Right.
We'll give you a little bit more respect and decency because of the relationship to allow you to go out the way that you will help you cope with whatever you have to cope with.
And if he's gone, I totally agree with that. That's what's going on right now.
I just think that conclusion, like Jerry's smart. Steven's smart. I just find it very hard to believe that on December 20. What was the last game? 27th?
29th.
29th? That now you've thought about that? 10 years. 10 years. You should have had this, like, even if it was leading up to this week, that should have been, that didn't come overnight. Like, you had 10 years with this dude, an entire season with ups and downs, ebbs and flows, roller coaster. Yeah. And then once you got to the point where it came to week 16, 17, and you knew, like, they showed the clip, like he's sitting in his suite and he turns around and he sees Scott go in for the touchdown that kind of seals
Boston
the deal.
Scott. Yeah.
Right, Boston Scott, and he kind of turns and he's like, that's it. Like, you had that point, like this isn't something that you wake up and go,
yeah, they're not still trying to make a decision. I think they've had that decision made.
That decision is...
It was made a couple weeks ago when they were,
You're checking Twitter, right? Like, I don't have to backtrack on my theory yet, right? Because it could happen at any point.
So far, you're still possibly being right.
I'm just saying, and I get all these things. And, Jesse, I agree with you. If he's gone, that's exactly what they're doing right now. I'm just saying, in my mind, as crazy as it sounds, I talk myself into this could be a possibility.
You're protecting your heart.
No,
they're protecting your heart. This is your way. This is your way of saying, if it happens, I won't be too heartbroken. It's like hedging a bet. Like, if I start thinking it could happen, then if it happens, I won't be as shocked.
Right.
This is like when you've had your heart broken so much. This is the default that you go to when you had your heart broken, and so it's like, well, I try to, she can't be that good. Nah, she's not that special. She's right. She can't be that good of a person.
But I don't think that's what this is.
You know what I'm saying? Or the opposite way, like, man, she's bad. I think you're trying to prepare yourself.
I just think it's little things that I've seen and heard and observed, and I just think that, you know what? It's not that crazy.
How long does it take to
fire
a person?
30 seconds. There's no way.
But it's a different, yeah.
It's a different.
Everybody
it's
wants
a different relationship.
Everybody wants it to be different.
They're not going to rush him out the door.
We give Mr.
They
Jones,
loved Ron Rivera in Carolina. They sent him out the right way during the season. They did it the right way.
Like they
We
fired
give
Tony
Mr. Jones
Romo
them
and gave
so
him a
much
press
credit.
conference.
I've heard you say, "Oh, they've made that decision 2 weeks ago." So what's okay? He's had opportunities to meet the players. He's talked to the players. Okay, how long does it take?
But there was still hope.
Yeah.
There was still hope that, you know what? I don't need to put this
Hope
in my
from
plan.
who?
From Jason. Until Boston Scott scored that game clinching touchdown, there was still an opportunity that they thought in their minds.
That was on the 29th, right? The day is the 31st.
Right.
Why is Jason still here?
I'm telling you, it's about the relation.
Okay.
They fired Tony Romo and gave him a press conference to tell him, like, why did they give Tony Romo a press conference? He didn't retire.
Let me
In
ask you
Tony
this.
Romo's press conference, he didn't retire.
Have you ever, Kurt, in your career as a manager, have you ever looked back at a season or an evaluation period and looked back and gone, you know what? And you have to get through it because you can't do it in the middle of the season or whatever because that's not the time to do that. And you look back and you go, you know what? My team would function a lot better if I did these things to help them out and I did this, this, and this, and this.
Sure.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, sure.
What's to say they get to the end of the season because you can't make these decisions in a season, or you can, but they didn't. They get to the end. They start getting information from players, coaches, staff, whatever this is. They get feedback and they go, you know what? Maybe we should have done this different. Maybe he is the guy. Maybe we should do X, Y, and Z different and let him do X, Y, and Z, and then the outcome's completely different. Maybe they talk themselves back into I don't know. Just something needs to happen before the show ends.
I would say history's on the wrong side of that. But
Yeah.
Todd Archer, ESPN reporter, has tweeted out that his sources say that the meeting between the Joneses and Garrett is over, but there's no clarity on his status at this time.
Oh, okay. I'm just telling you. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll get to some calls. Y'all can tell me how crazy I am when we come back on Hangin' with the Boys.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys Way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019 Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Ready? Okay. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. What's that spell?
So.
Are we gonna win?
Not if we play like we cheered.
Just okay is not okay. Whether it's cheerleaders or your wireless network, AT&T is America's best wireless network. Best network based on GWS One score September 2019.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
All right, we are back. Kurt's going to talk about tailgating and underwear.
Sweaty work, unloading the grilling, and the games of cornhole. Make sure your tail Make sure your tail remains sweat-free with Tommy John, the breathable, moisture-wicking underwear that keeps you 2 to 3 times cooler than regular cotton. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear. Get it at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys and get 20% off your first order.
Where did you get that ridiculous hat? Did someone give you that?
Nice.
Because
They sell them.
I know you. Did you buy that, or did somebody give that to you?
Baby, get my swipe.
Jesse has a Hot Boys hat on. He also has his Jordan Carolina jersey on, or sweatshirt on, which I actually like that a lot. Where'd you get that hat?
I'm a member of the Hot Boys.
No, you are not. No, you're not. All right, let's take a couple of calls before we get back into this crazy talk.
Nate, you went with a Hot Boys hat? You ain't a Hot Boy?
Nate hadn't had a lot to say.
Nate's
He's holding
I
back.
think
He's got
frustrated.
something to say.
It's amazing how we can sit up and ignore the obvious.
What's the obvious?
The obvious is, for all this, Mr. Jones knew 2 weeks ago. Mr. Jones knew this right here. This, and this.
You're twisting what I'm saying.
You know.
You're twisting what I'm saying.
Get him, Kurt.
I'm saying this isn't a thing they're suddenly thinking about and making a decision on. They've been considering this for the last month or two. And
you went from knowing to considering.
But they had
you
to.
went from knowing to considering.
Twisting my words around.
They had
to see what they're going to do in the playoffs. They're not going to make a final decision until they know they're in the playoffs and stuff.
Jesse says it's about.
You don't think they've been thinking about this for a while?
Jesse says it's about a relationship now.
It is about a relationship.
Why would you? If you love Jason Garrett, does it help him to allow him to walk around here and do all the things that he's doing?
If he asks you, yes.
Yeah.
If he asks you,
we
yes.
know for sure that he asked that.
No, we don't. We're all sitting here speculating.
That's what I'm saying. And my speculation is where it took him. My speculation went yesterday when I thought from all that I assumed, no NFC Championship game. Not only is you not playing in it, you ain't got a chance to race to it. So if I'm going off what I believe that should have happened, the day after, soon as he looked at Boston Scott and turned back around and shook his head like, yeah, it's over, right then he should have walked down and said, fellas, the Jason Garrett era has ended. Okay, we get here Monday. Gentlemen, Jason... No, what they do is kumbaya right on over there, him and the owner and his son, and talk to the players. And this is the amazing thing about me. Players, once they know they have no head coach, they ain't holding that in. They coming out of that meeting telling their agent. It's going to leak somewhere, It's going to leak somewhere. So I'm like, okay, they just met. What happened?
That's one of the weird pieces that got me on this. Is nothing is leaked. Nothing is leaked. So And
then all of a sudden, I'm like, so everybody laughing at me. I said, y'all can laugh at me, but
this
when
is
does
so
the firing?
Jerry Jones, though. This is so Jerry Jones.
Not when it comes to firing
This
a coach.
is so Jerry Jones.
Not when it comes to firing a coach.
Headlines. I'm going to move at my own pace. You're going to talk about me throughout this process. The camera trucks will be here. The reporters will be camped outside. You will do things my way. You will be literally at your phone, refreshing Twitter and Instagram,
like Kurt's doing right
waiting
now,
the entire.
Prove me wrong.
This is so every news station and sports station are talking about what are we doing here. That's so Jerry Jones. You will talk about us till the end, and then I'll let you go.
And then think about how much they're going to talk about him whenever he signs that extension.
Let's take a call. Let's see what the caller
Albert in Philly, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? You might as well just call me JG Defender like you did you could on Friday, because I want Jason to come back. I don't care what Mr. Holly says, and I never care what he says, because he has an axe to grind against Jason.
I have an axe to grind against Jason?
Yeah, dude, you do. The only thing I want to call up seriously, the only thing I want to call up and say was this year. Okay, you want to go in it? Cool. We're in the ring. We're in the arena.
Yeah, we're in the arena. You can't accuse me of something and then just say let it go.
I just want to say my point, then go.
No. But how do I have what axe do I have to grind?
He caught you,
Jason. Yeah, so did Marvin Lewis. So did Bill Belichick.
But the point is this, though. I understand that, but you're not on their airways telling get rid of the coach, like you have for the past 2 months. Listen, they set Jason Garrett up for failure. They set him up for failure. I called up on Friday. You weren't there. You know what? they haven't. When you hear the players talk. They still say the same things Jason Garrett says. They don't say anything that Chris Richards says because they tuned his ass out. So all he wants to do is scream. All I want is Sean Lee and Jeff Heath to come back next year. I believe that Jason is probably gone, but if he comes back, cool. Just make sure one rule: you have to defer every coin toss we win. You defer. That's it. Send Rod Marinelli back to Guadalcanal. Get rid of. We were dead when we hired Monty Clifton and that 90-year-old Tampa 2. To hell with that. Listen, I'm not going to curse anymore. I'm sorry. Listen, I am a Jason Garrett fan. He does make mistakes, but overall, it's about execution. It's about execution. And the only people I ever heard kill Jason Garrett on these networks are two dudes that have axe to grind, Jesse Holley and Brian Brawlis' ass, because he still sees Thanksgiving and Jason Garrett palming on him. I love y'all. Love you too, Jesse. Be well.
Albert covered a lot of ground right there with that. He got me sweating, man. He was making me nervous. I didn't know what he was going to say next.
Jesse, defend yourself.
I can't.
Beam's laughing out in the hall.
Whatever the Joneses decide to do, we as fans that works for him has to live with that decision. But every time he's fired somebody, he fired them.
Mm-hmm. When did he get rid of Wade?
Everybody always keeps
during the season.
Everybody keeps telling me about the relationship. Okay, the relationship is great, but
Chan Gailey was fired 2 days after the season.
You know, you're
2 days.
You're gonna sit up and keep playing. You know.
So you think he's coming back?
Who, me?
No, the other Nate.
The question I have. Don't get mad at me because the dude got on you. Don't get mad. The dude got on you. We gave you a chance to respond, but then you're going to be on the fact I'm going to suck my thumb.
No, there's no need to get back. I don't have an axe to grind. I'll say this, and we'll let you finish. I'll say this.
You knew he couldn't hold it. He had to think about it.
No.
Hot boys.
No.
Hot boys.
Here's the difference.
Okay.
Here's the difference.
Okay.
Here's the difference.
Yes, sir.
That I'm able to do that I don't know most people probably can't.
Right.
I am able to separate the two. I'm able to separate the player and the person, the coach and the person. I have no problems with Jason Garrett, the man. I don't at all. And in some aspects, I admire him, the man.
Right.
The coach, I don't like.
The job part
of it. What he is as a coach has nothing to do with it. If you're in this business, and you know this, Nate, if you're in this business enough, very few people get a chance to walk away. Very few people, right?
That's right.
97% of the people don't get a chance to have this ceremonious.
Players and coaches.
Nobody. Right. They kick you out. You learn that very early on in this process. And sometimes you get kicked out, not even for what you've done. It could be a numbers game. It could just be like, you know what? We got a surplus in offensive linemen. You happen to be the 6 or 7 offensive linemen. We like you. Good dude, good person. You work hard. But I need to start in the middle linebacker. Sorry, we got to let you go to go get a linebacker. So I don't have an axe to grind for Jason Garrett because he cut me. That's as much as I talk about Bill Belichick and how I gush over him, he cut me too. So did Marvin Lewis.
Yeah.
But there's no axe to grind. What he is as a coach is outdated, is not working. The reason why they don't execute is because not only they turned, as he said, tuned out Chris Richard, they tuned him out too. The guy who's calling the shots, they've tuned him out. They've not been able to be successful in what they wanted to do, and he's had 10 years to do it. Think about that. There's only a handful of coaches, not even 5 coaches in this league, who has a tenure as long as he had. Tomlin, Belichick, Carroll. That's it. And Jason. Tomlin, been and won a Super Bowl. Carroll, been and won a Super Bowl. Belichick, been and won a Super Bowl. Jason Garrett has been 10 years here and has missed the playoffs 6 times. 6 out of 10 years. And then the other time that he's been to the playoffs, he's been out the first game he's played. So I have no axe to grind against the man. I'm like everyone else. I just want to see progress and success. What players have he developed? What coaches has he developed? He doesn't have a coaching tree. Guys don't leave his coaching staff and go get elsewhere and go get jobs. Players leave his system and go be successful elsewhere. That's all. I have no axe to grind against the man. I'm just done with him being the coach. I played for him, I've covered him, and nothing has changed in 10 years. He went out. This roster, I don't buy the theory of this roster, we overrated this roster. Hell no. This is a talented freaking roster. There's 26 guys who will be free agents, right? Those other 26 that are under contract, you cut them today. They'll have a job in 5 minutes. Dak, Zeke, Amari, Michael Gallup, Blake Jarwin, Tyron, Zach, Travis, Lyle, Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, Byron. These guys will have a job in 5 minutes. This team wasn't overvalued. This is a talented football team who was mismanaged. There was a coaching malpractice that happened.
Mismanaged by who?
The coaches. And we can make the argument of, well, he didn't get a chance to pick the staff. He did. He picked his staff when he first came here. It didn't work. That's when the Jones started saying, we got a lot of dudes we got to get paid a lot of money to. Let me start adding my hand to the mix. You had your shot to do it your way. So I don't have an axe to grind against him. But we can't keep saying the same thing. Execute. Like how much are we gonna execute? Like how much are you not getting this thing into play, Coach?
So share with us, fellas.
What
y'all laughing at?
John Machota tweeted a picture of what New Year's Eve 2039 is going to look like.
Oh, okay. But hey, my friend. Now you've added something to the deal, Kurt.
Oh yeah,
you did, and so you said it took 2 days to fire Chan Gailey.
Took 1 day to fire Dave Campo. Yeah, so
you added something to the fire, you know.
All right, let's go to the phones. This guy apparently has been trying to get in for a long, long time.
And we made it even longer.
Made it a lot longer. Sorry to derail your call. Logan in California, what's up, man?
What's up, Logan?
What's up, guys? What's up? Man, I've been trying to get on this damn show all season long.
You're here.
That's Kyle's fault. He doesn't answer the phones.
Bring it.
You know what?
So you got
really
16 weeks of stuff built up. Let's go. Bring it.
Oh, I got a lot of stuff. I don't know if I can live up to that last call, but I'm not here to take shots at anybody.
Don't yell at Jesse.
But no, honestly, since Jason Garrett's been the head coach, I really have never taken shots to him until this season. And the reason why is because he had a vision of what kind of team he wanted to build, and I feel like he finally had that team this season, and it ended up being like the first 3 seasons. You know what I mean? It was just very consistent in winning and losing, being that it was 8-8. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it just seems like I agree with Jesse when he says that his coaching style is outdated because the whole, we just got to execute and do what we do and all that. I don't know if I agree with that. I just think that, sometimes you got to schematically change your game plan week to week. And so I just think that after 10 seasons of seeing that, why beat the drum longer than that? And I think Jerry Jones is allowing Jason Garrett just to say his goodbyes to the players. I genuinely think they're just letting him fulfill his coaching duty, being that he's still under contract. That's what I think.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for calling and really appreciate you listening. Sorry it took you 17 weeks
I just don't
to finally get through. Thanks, Logan.
If it's so bad after 10 years and it's just so devastating and you love Jason Garrett and the best thing you could do for him if it's just that bad and terrible.
Let him go find another job as soon as possible, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Because these jobs are filling up.
Yeah, so I
and like Kurt, like you said, if they've known this for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, why wasn't there a plan in place to be like, yep, okay, this is it. You're going to come in on Monday, say your goodbyes, do whatever, do it the right way. Why is this taking 2 days? It's almost 2:00.
Mm-hmm.
There's still no hint or sign of anything going. Why? I'm with Nate. Why?
Jerry once said in the interview with the Fan, and he was saying, like, I hear all the questions that the fans ask.
Mm-hmm.
I hear them. He goes, you don't think I come into a meeting with Jason Garrett and ask those same questions? And he goes,
I heard him when he said.
And he says, guys, you don't believe it or not, this guy has great answers.
Mm-hmm.
He has answers. Remember he said that? I come in and I ask these questions, the same ones y'all are asking. I ask the same questions to the man. And he says, he comes with a great answer. Sometimes I'm like, I'm stuck.
Right.
He says that. That's what he said, right? He said sometimes I ask the same question you guys ask, and he comes up with great answers for me. And it sometimes leaves me stuck. So again, I come back to the thing is where they got to the table and Jason began to talk and he began to do his whole spiel and tell a story about how a coach in his high school days told him that no matter what, you finish out strong and you stand tall. And so I'm asking you, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, if there's anything left, any grace and mercy that I have left built in you, can I go out this way? And they looked around the table and said.
And he talked to him yesterday, and
yes,
he talked to him today, and he talked himself back into a 2-year contract.
This is what's so funny is.
He sold himself to the family he's got 2 years left in him. Watch.
Maybe so. Well, this one of our listeners, Michael, asked, I mean, Jerry's put so much effort and time into developing Jason and wanted to be his Landry, all that kind of stuff. Do you think he's seeing this in any ways like he's failed?
Let me ask you this right here. Okay, everybody keeps saying this is his Landry. I'm going to ask you this question right here. I'm going to ask you this question right here. I'm going to ask you this question, and this is what Jason has never had, and this is what Coach Landry had until he walked out the door, was total and full control of all personnel and its decisions, indirectly and directly, concerning players. He had that.
Yep.
So if you want to give Jason everything that Coach Landry had, you have to give him that. So
not happening.
So that's what I'm saying. If it's not happening, yes, Jason could have did this better. Jason could have did that better. Jason could have did this better. But Jason never had total, full control of everything that controls a player.
But I do think Jason has, and most head coaches in this league, even with the Cowboys, I think we sometimes portray this message that Jerry is in the meetings and he's saying, no, don't run right, run left. No, I think the head coach has a lot of power in his organization. I do think that, while things still have to go through Jerry and Steven, that this head coach for 10 years, he's had a lot of say-so and a lot of things that has gone on around and about this football team. I don't think that we're just sitting here talking about a coach that's been a lame duck for 10 years, and we hear the term the yes man. I think that this head coach has had a lot of power and a lot of say-so in a lot of different categories pertaining.
So when you were released by Jason, right?
Correct. Yeah.
When Dez was released, he was released by Jason, right?
I think Jason. No. I think Jason was a part of the process. I think Jason.
When Dez walked out of here crying, the last person he talked to was Jason, right?
No, he talked to Mr. Jones.
When you walked out here, the last person you talked to was Jason, right?
No, it was Todd Williams. But
okay.
No, I'm messing with you.
But no, y'all get what I'm saying, right?
Y'all get what I'm saying, right? I said it time and time before. The bigger the contract, the more hands-on Jerry's, Mr. Jones and Mr. Stephen Jones are going to be involved in. But don't think that Jerry just came down and said, Des, you're cut. No, that conversation had to be had by who? Jason.
I just know that Jason wouldn't have forgot about Zeke for 8 games. I just don't believe Jason would have forgot about Zeke for 8 games. I just don't believe that. I never ever believe that.
Well, you got it. My thing is that you're saying to me that he had no say so in how this thing ran offensively. But at no point in time he could come in and say
the media asked Jason, you calling the plays. Because whenever it went wrong, it was Jason calling the plays. He said, no. What's called is calling the plays. Just like Scott Lanahan was calling the plays. That's why they got him out of here. Remember? Yeah. Now is Kellen Moore calling the plays.
He's trying to move himself from that.
No. 1 minute Jason is in control, and the next minute he's not in control. Which one is it? Is he in control or is he not?
No, I think he is the leader of this team, and I think on game day, he is the walk-around head coach. But he has input. There's no way he has zero. He has zero input.
Here's what's got me thinking that these conversations are taking a long time. What if, let's just say theoretically, because we like to deal in theoreticals unlike Coach Garrett, right? What if these conversations that are going on are, hey, what if we back off and give you this and this and this, and you do it your way?
You're saying that you think the management will give Garrett more control.
Well, I'm saying maybe those are part of these conversations, and that's why this is taking so long. Is maybe you know what do you need to succeed? What do you need?
So they can give it to the next coach. See,
that's self-evaluation.
And I think it took Shannon a day to get where I've been. So, but what I'm saying is this right here. Okay, you fired Jason Garrett, fine. But when the next coach come, is Kellen Moore going to be his offensive coordinator?
I don't know.
Is Kittner going to be the quarterback's coach? Is you keeping the whole defense? Because if you're going to do the same things that you've done before, tell me what changes.
You get a coach in here that actually knows how to in-game manage, in-game adjust, learns how to put players in proper position to succeed, doesn't go away from a player that they paid $90 million to for 8 games. Simple stuff like that. And Jason, when he was in control, would do things like that.
Okay.
I was in a huddle with Tony Romo, who changed the plays 40 and 50% of the time.
Tony Romo had that authority.
Why would he have to constantly change the plays if the ones that he was getting from the sideline from Jason Garrett were working?
Well, what about this past season with our young quarterback? Did he change any plays?
He should have.
They say
Kurt, why are you looking up Brett Maher?
Because the Jets just signed him.
Also, John Dorsey.
For real, you joking?
No. John Dorsey just got let go from Cleveland as well.
We should have traded Brett Maher for Jamal Adams when we had the chance.
There you go.
He's not elite. We couldn't have done that.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's take another break.
Just think our team fell away and our kicker got better. When the team was decent, our kicker went good. We confused. Go ahead.
We come back. We'll finish this up, and we'll talk to Eric in North Carolina. Hang on, Eric, when we come back. Hanging with the boys.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again for Tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox, the company that builds wildly overprotective phone cases?
The one and only. But cases are just the start. OtterBox is the official outfitter of tailgating.
If they can keep my phone safe, what can they do for my parking lot party?
How about protecting your beverages from suboptimal drinking temperatures with their elevation tumblers? And OtterBox elevation tumblers come in 3 sizes, a 10-ouncer, a 20-ouncer, and even a 64-ounce growler.
Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at OtterBox.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Whether you're into being a part of this or more into something like this, SeatGeek has the tickets to the events you love. It's the easiest way to find, buy, and sell tickets. Plus, with their Deal Score technology, they'll recommend the best seats in the house at the best value. So the next time you're craving this,
Hey, blue 20.
download the SeatGeek app and let's go. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
All right, we're back. Last 8 minutes of the show. Any breaking news, Kurt? Anything going on?
No.
Has the coach been?
We're extending the show. I'm not getting off. Y'all can leave. I'm not getting off.
Coach Kyle might have something to say
You're
about
not
that.
wrong yet. So
I'm not wrong yet?
No.
All right, we got
Kyle,
about 7 minutes.
I'll give you my $10. We're going to extend this show.
Hey, that's fine. I'll take that.
Jane Slater has tweeted.
I'm easy to bribe.
I'm being told there will likely be no news today.
Wait a minute. 3 days? Wait a minute. That's Sunday? That's Monday? Tuesday? We'll be going into 3. Nate? The longest ever it's been.
Here's how I always gauge how serious a person really is and what they really believe. How much are you guys willing to put on this?
Hey.
No. Because
I didn't say it was happening. I just said
kind of almost.
I'm not a bettor though, so
I would put your $10 on it, Jesse.
We can bet anything. We can bet.
But I don't
cinnamon rolls. We can bet push-ups.
Why would I bet cinnamon rolls when that lady gonna give them to me and I can get them free?
Listen, I'm not
betting.
I am not confident in my point of view. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if that happens. Like I'm indifferent, and I think it's more likely that. The more I talk about it, the more I talk myself into it. And the longer this draws out, the more.
Don't talk yourself into it one way.
All right.
But this is what I believe. That
the children are our future.
You know what? I've said it.
Let them lead the way.
I've said it several times. Mr. Stephen Jones has said, we deserve more, we want more in the NFC Championship. We need to be there. Mr. Jones, president, CEO, general manager, said the same thing. You know, our media around here has came and said the same thing. The insiders, Todd Archer, Clarence Hill, everybody, the insiders. We had guys that work in our media and social department. This is it, y'all. This is it. No NFC Championship game, y'all. We ain't going to the NFC Championship.
We never even sniffed the NFC Championship game.
We know that. Okay, now it's the relationship. Oh, Kurt hit me with in 2 days. That's when we got rid of Chan Gailey. How many more hours for it hit 12? How many more hours for it hit 12? I'm just saying.
Are y'all counting Sunday?
You know what?
Y'all count Sunday?
I guarantee you 4 weeks ago, if you said we are going to enter 2020 with Jason Garrett as it's still the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, you would have 5,000 to 1 odds that would not happen. And guess what? It's about to happen.
Yeah.
I am a true believer. This right here is it's too easy. A man of Mr. Jones' stature, it's too easy one way or other. I can fire him on my own time, or I can keep him as long as I want. But Jason Garrett has a life too. And I don't care how much he want to talk to every player, his life has to move on too. So maybe Jason in there saying, hey, coach, make your decision because my life moves on too, because whether we dig him in here as a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, he has some value somewhere else.
Yeah,
if that's the case, then go.
That's what I'm saying.
Didn't you
if
say
that is the
earlier,
case,
maybe he's wanting the Giants job and Jones is trying to talk him into staying.
Yeah. What if he said, hey, the Giants want me. I'm good. I I don't want to be here anymore. And then he's flipped it on them. And they're like, no, please stay. Jason, please stay.
I'm not trying to be this great genius, but I'm saying the common sense of this is this thing is not one-sided where, Jason has a contract and he's under contract. The contract is up, and all of a sudden you get a 2-week grace period that fall back with the owners. So this man may be having a life too. So it's all. I understand entity, the Jones power structure. I understand that, but Jason may have a life too. So you don't think Mr. Jones want him to, if it's about a relationship and I love you, you don't think that they thinking on the other side too? This ain't a one-sided deal. Y'all, we act like Jason up there just begging and pleading and rolling over like a little puppy, talking about scratching my stomach. He may be in a different stand. But he may be standing tall in the corner with his leg cocked up and say, I got this. What if that's happening?
God, I just want to be in that room for
Come on now.
10 minutes just to know what's going on.
See, this is the thing. Even with the head coaches that are out there, everybody automatically thinks that everybody wants to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. That's not true.
I agree.
Some coaches like where they're at, and the king is where they're at. And so I'm saying, when does the common sense come into everything? That Jason Garrett may not be in there groveling on his knees. That this kid up at Oklahoma may be loving it up in Oklahoma and love being the king.
I agree.
He may not want to come here. Why is that so far-fetched to think?
I agree with you.
Come on, man.
I agree with you. I think, and I've said this on numerous occasions, Jason Garrett will be a coach next year in 2020.
Head coach?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And even if he isn't, he's made about $50 million.
He's good for a year or two.
He's okay to go away for a little bit and chill and spend time with family and surf and do whatever he does and go on to one of his journeys and learn more and gain more knowledge. He's cool. He has enough cheddar in the bank where he doesn't have to look for a job today. And he has enough, I guess, cachet in the league where he can not pick and choose, but he may want to find, he can also be saying, you know what, I want to find the right job.
Did Todd Bowles coach here?
No.
Todd Bowles never coached here?
He was assistant.
Yeah, he was a wide receivers coach.
Did Todd Bowles not coach here, went and be a defensive coordinator for a Super Bowl team? Was he on the Super Bowl team? When they made that run, the Cardinals, I don't know if it was, and then he became the coach of the Jets. What I'm trying to say here is, as much as we want, not you, Jesse, as much as most people want the world to end and begin with the Dallas Cowboys, it ain't so. It ain't so. So Jason Garrett may be not in that room saying, keep me, keep me, keep me. They may be having a good discussion. Mr. Jones may say at the end of this discussion, I understand, Jason. End of the story. But it may be a 1% chance they'd be like, you know what? We've blown this. Is there any way that we can do this deal on a 1 or 2 year deal or a 3 year deal and let's see? Now, the fans may not show up.
I just,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I find it very hard that something is going to change after 10 years. I think the best thing sometimes is when you have to take a step back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
I'm with that.
reevaluate yourself. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes you have to be, I don't want to say fired or let go, but sometimes you have to have a
reality check.
A failure that happens in your life,
check.
Right? To step back and go,
the coach with the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, now what happened? Okay, I could have been done. I was so stuck in, because it's like a relationship. When you're in it, it's hard to see your flaws because you're so engulfed in it. Mm-hmm. And then when you break up, you're like, oh, that's what she meant. That's what I have to do better. Oh, that's what I don't want that anymore. And now your next relationship benefits because of the things that you didn't do right in the other one that ended it.
But Jesse, what did you was having fun doing all that wrong?
If loving you was wrong, I don't want to be right.
Here you go. Another source, this David Moore. He says that Jerry and Stephen Jones and Jason Garrett are expected to discuss his status again before it's resolved.
3 days worth of discussion? How much information do you need?
If there's tables set up here in the foyer when I leave, I'll know. If there's tables set up in the foyer, I'll know.
Tables? What you mean tables?
They put the stage up there in the foyer when they do the
clear when that
press conference stuff.
Oh, you're talking about the press conference room.
They're going to do that in the dead of night.
Man.
They're going to wait till tomorrow when nobody's up here and make us all come to work.
So true. One thing Jesse has said that is so true.
One thing.
One of the many,
Nah, but and this is where I laugh is it's so many ways Mr. Jones touched people. I'm listening to the radio show where I work sometimes, Jess. They so worried about whether Mr. Jones going to announce it right in the middle of the ice skating rink out here at the Cotton Bowl. I'm saying to myself, please, if that's where your mind at out there with the ice skating bowl, what the Cowboys doing ain't going to affect you none at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying all this, how Mr. Jones works things.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jones probably sitting back. You don't want to hear this, Jesse. and 80% of the fans want to hear this. He be like, let me let this just die down a little bit.
Get the Friday, the news dump on Friday.
Yeah, let me just get this thing where I need it at. And see.
Keep all the talk churning. He's keeping all that talk churning.
And so I'm laughing because I'm attacking what Kurt say. I'm attacking what you say. But I'm also attacking what he say. But I still have the same question. If they going to fire him, what's taking so long?
David Moore, this is his tweet. He tweeted 36 minutes ago, Jason Garrett has finished his meeting with Jerry and Stephen Jones. A source said no announcement at the moment. 3 minutes ago, Jason Garrett will have yet another discussion with Jerry and Stephen Jones before his status is resolved, a source said. It's unclear at this time when that discussion will take place. It don't take you 3 days to say goodbye and get your Rolodex and walk out the door.
You could also talk about how the tweet itself says about his future with the Cowboys or his status. Status could be extended.
I'm just saying. You know what? I know we're running late, but we can't leave 2019 without talking to one of our VIP callers, Eric in North Carolina. Eric, tell me how crazy I am. Tell me and Nate that we're absolutely nuts.
No, Shane, you keep it.
Well, y'all know y'all crazy.
I'm going to ease out of this.
What'd you say? We
y'all
been crazy?
No, y'all been crazy, man. I got photographic evidence of that. But especially you, Nate. You've been cracking on folks for 30 years, man. I got so many laughs off you, man. But, you know, on the serious side of this, man, I just hate to see where we're at as a franchise. I hope we can get it together. But I will say this. If Cowboy Nation thinks that a coaching change and a coaching staff change is just going to solve everything that's going on with this franchise, I think we need to reanalyze that because there's so many inner workings, things I don't even know about that I do understand takes place, that, you know, a lot of cross-jumping. Like, you know, there's been times where Jason Garrett might have wanted to keep a guy and management says no, and vice versa. So there's so many confrontations and conflict inside the organization that's really the main issue to me outside of Garrett. I mean, Garrett is an in-game issue without question. I've never seen a team screw up so many games they supposed to win.
Excuse me, sir.
So, you know, I just don't know.
Excuse me,
yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Since we got kind of a split and divided room here, would you keep Coach Garrett or would you get rid of him? And if so, how long would it take for you to get rid of him?
I always defended him, but I can no longer defend him. It's a laundry list of reasons why I can no longer defend Jason Garrett. But I think for both parties, it's best he move on because he's going to have a job in 3 days.
All right. Hey, Eric. We're going into day 3.
Tomorrow. Don't do it so soon.
Which will be tomorrow.
Right.
All right. How long is it going to be before they say, okay, you're not here anymore?
Listen, like Jesse just touched on, these are Jerry Jones antics. He loves the flair. He loves the dramatic. When you're on First Take and when you're on Undisputed and all you're talking about for 30-minute segments is the Cowboys, Jerry, all he hears is dollar signs.
But if you love Jason Garrett and you're letting him do this his way, Jerry's going to be in the news whether he fires coach or not. All he's got to do is parade. All he's got to do is parade a bunch of potential candidates in here one day at a time, and you are in the news every day. He does not need this to be in the news.
But he wants to extend that because now it's not even about that. Now it's about when you're going to fire him. Once you get that, now who's coming in and out?
But if you and Jesse's theory is true and you're doing it out of respect for a man that you love, you're not going to put him on parade like that for a show.
Not at all.
No.
I agree.
So what's the deal? So what's the deal?
Everybody.
This is so Jerry Jones. This is so Jerry Jones. He has us eating from his palm.
It took us 6 minutes over the hour to get y'all response that y'all been waiting on.
Jerry Jones.
You know what? We're gonna bounce back.
Finally, Jerry Jones. This is
have fun in Mexico, man.
I will, brother.
We are eating out of
We got Eric on one end screen. We got Jesse on the other end screen. It took you an hour and 6 minutes to get this response.
We are eating out of his
Jesse
palm.
went from I got nothing to say about this to an hour and almost 7 minutes later.
This is Jerry Jones. The whole world is watching the star, watching me. This is Jerry Jones at his greatest. This is what he does. He is the orchestra of The media, he is Geppetto.
The conductor.
He's conductor. He's Geppetto. He gets us to move.
JG for life, baby.
He gets us to
JG
move.
for
2
life.
years with an option.
He gets us
2
to
years
move
with
the
an
way
option.
he wants us to move.
JG.
We are sitting here, everyone. You're glued to your phone,
get a ticket and take
to
him to
the
Mexico.
internet, everywhere.
Get him a ticket and
waiting
take him
for
to Mexico.
everyone.
Look at him.
Everyone.
Look at him.
We're waiting for him to give us an answer. We are eating out of his dirty, unsanitized, rich, filthy rich Scrooge McDuck fingers.
I tell you what, boy, I sure wish you'd drop a couple of hundreds in there.
We are sitting there, and we're just like, please give us some more. Give us some more.
Not me and Shannon.
Yes, you are, because you're sitting here waiting for him.
Shannon.
JG for life.
That sounds better, Kurt.
You're waiting
not
for him
Shannon
right
and
now.
not me and Shannon.
You're checking your phones.
Shannon
you're
and me.
refreshing.
Okay,
Shannon
so
and
that's
me.
better. Not Shannon and me.
Everyone, this is so Jerry Jones, and he has us again.
Hey,
what I'm doing-
wait a minute. Speaking of having us again, will you be on the show with us next week?
If he'll have me, Jerry will have me.
You made it to the new year. You made it to the new fiscal year.
Well, fellas, a lot to think about.
Not for me.
A lot
Not for me. I'm
going
sleeping
on.
like a baby.
I am just glad.
No, you won't. You'll be checking your phone all night.
I'm just glad.
Yes, you will.
I didn't do it today.
Babe, what, you hear anything? Babe,
I'm just glad we had this platform to be able to plant this little seed and give something to y'all to think about since no decision has been made. 2 days
Jerry
after the
Jones.
season.
Man, Jason is sleeping like a baby.
We're going into New Year's
you know
tomorrow.
what?
Jason is sleeping
On
like
a
a
certain
baby.
perfect sleeper number thing because he has $50 million in the bank. He ain't losing.
He's sleeping
He ain't
like
losing.
a baby.
Kurt,
$50 million.
thanks for playing along.
He's
man.
sleeping like a baby.
show.
New Year.
Nate,
million.
thanks for sharing
Don't
my...
be trying to hit me.
Jesse, good
He's
seeing
sleeping
you.
like a
Don't be
baby.
angry all day.
No, I'm not angry all day.
I'm not checking my phone. It's
This
going
is what
off right
Jerry
now.
wanted. This
My
is
phone
what
is
he
going
wanted.
off.
Jerry
Y'all
wanted
see
us.
that, right? My phone is going off.
Jerry wanted
You
us.
see that,
He
right? My
wanted us.
phone is going off.
He wanted us
Kyle,
on our knees.
Thanks for keeping us on the
Begging
air.
him,
We got to cut
please,
Jesse
Mr.
off before he
Jones.
says,
Please,
before he
baby,
says
please,
something and can't
keep
come back on the show
Jay-Z.
tomorrow.
Please, Mr. Jones, give us
The computer
information.
wants you to keep Jay-Z.
Caden, thanks for
Please,
keeping us
Mr.
on the air.
Jones,
You know
please
what?
give us some
We
information.
there may not be a decision by the time we come on
Please,
next
Mr.
Monday or
Jones.
Tuesday.
Will you please?
You called it when you said the new year will be a Jason Garrett's year.
It is.
Please,
called
Mr.
it.
Jones,
On
give
the
us some
12th day of
information.
Christmas,
Your
my
Dallas,
true
your
love
Dallas
came
Cowboys
to me.
head coach in 2020, starting off the new
A
year
new
right.
coaching
McCarthy, what's
staff.
up?
A Jason Garrett, 2 years.
Next week,
Mike McCarthy, what's up?
More.
Thursday, 1 p.m. a
6
joint show.
kidneys and no defense.
And then Monday or Tuesday will be at 11 a.m. Just check the website, and we'll be on one of those 2 days.
And a hot-
what is that? Is that TCU Claw?
No, that was quote.
Is that a broke?
I don't know what that was.
Is that a broke?
That's two. You know what that is?
Jones.
2 more years, JG.
Yeah,
Two
with
more.
an option. With an
option.
JGZ.
Mr. Jones, give us something. We're famished.
We'll be back
We're
next
begging.
week. Hanging with the
Please,
boys.
we need it.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,